Hey guys, it's Nickfamous here. It's been a while since I've done a Sparking Zero video, but now that there's only 10 more characters to be revealed, and the game is less than a month away from release, I figured it was the perfect time to make this video. There's been some debate among the fanbase on which characters will fill in the remaining main roster spots, and which characters will be benched for DLC at a later date. There's still quite a few characters to choose from, so I'll be going over our options and my thoughts on which are most likely. It's already been confirmed that Dragon Ball Daima and DBS Superhero are coming as DLC, so I won't be mentioning them any further. Starting off with the humble beginnings of the franchise, we can't forget about the OG Dragon Ball. Of course, Tenkaichi 3 had a good handful of Dragon Ball representatives. It would be a shame to miss out on them in Sparking Zero, and borderline criminal if they're sold as DLC characters. During a blink or miss it moment in one of the trailers, among a collage of other blurry clips, you can see what appears to be Kid Goku. So unless it's for some unlikely reason, a cutscene only moment, this basically confirms him at the very least, and at that rate, I expect we'll see some others too. I'll be really surprised if the original Dragon Ball characters are sold as DLC. They deserve to be on the main roster. It's the beginning of the series after all. At least a few of them. Kid Goku, Chi-Chi, Android 8, King Piccolo, and Tambourine most importantly. I'll miss characters like General Blue and Nam though. The Dragon Ball Z movies are some of the best parts of DBZ for me. I grew up in a rural area where finding ways to watch the show was scarce, but I did manage to get my hands on a couple of the movies. And as a kid, none of that canon, non-canon bullshit mattered to me. It was just badass Dragon Ball Z. Of course, Tenkaichi 3 had all of the movie villains and representatives present, except for you, Bio Broly, Shu. So I expected them to be a shoo-in for Sparking Zero. So unless Dragon Ball gets completely shafted, it's looking like the movie characters are going to be sold as DLC, which is smart as there's a lot of fan favorites that would make Bandai Namco rich. But it's also possible we could have a blend of Dragon Ball characters with some of the more popular movie characters, to have the best of both worlds. Turles, Cooler, Broly, and Janemba come to mind. Maybe even Garlic Jr. since he has a movie and a filler arc in the anime, and the other movie characters could just be sold as DLC. I know I'll buy them. A good majority of the Dragon Ball Super characters have already been revealed, such as Beerus, Whis, Hit, Jiren, and many others. Even surprising characters that aren't very important like the Universe 2 fighters. However, there's still a few major ones that I find hard to believe would be left out or sold as DLC. It's confirmed they're doing the Tournament of Destroyers in-game, but the only Universe 6 fighter from that tournament present in the roster so far is Hit. We're missing out on Botamo, Magetta, and most importantly, Frost and Kaba. Even Champa and Vados aren't playable. There's other super characters missing too, like Monaka, who would be a fantastic gag character, God of Destruction Topo, and various other Tournament of Power fighters. It's possible we'll get a big Tournament of Power DLC pack with various different fighters, including the likes of Kaba and Frost. But I find it strange if this is the case. They definitely feel like guarantees for the main roster, especially when the likes of Katsuna and Rosie made the cut, like mentioned earlier. It's also worth noting that the pre-order bonus for this game is early unlocks for DBS Gogeta with his transformations, and DBS Broly, also with his transformations. There's also an exclusive character listed, yet to be revealed. I've seen some speculation online for who this could be, such as a crossover character from another of Toriyama's works like Arali from Dr. Slump, or the more recent Beelzebub from Sandland. Shallot from Dragon Ball Legends, and Android 21 from Dragon Ball FighterZ, among many others. I think they're all possibilities, however Shallot is the least likely because the game counts transformations as separate characters, which means Shallot wouldn't have any Super Saiyan transformations like he does in Legends. I honestly have a strong feeling this spot is going to be for Android 21 from FighterZ. as she's a popular new face among the fan base, and she isn't shy to crossovers, as we see her in Xenoverse 2, Kakarot, and even in the DBS superhero movie. She does have a transformation, which is a shame not to include both forms, but I find it more likely we'll see her Majin form in-game, as there's more potential for a moveset with this version, and it's the one we see the most in the story. Weighing all of our options, I think it'll be a mix of original Dragon Ball characters and some of the core movie villains like I mentioned earlier. The other movie characters will probably be sold as DLC, and Dragon Ball will probably just have less representation in this game, just like how the devs excluded some GT characters that were present in Tenkaichi 3. It's also possible we won't get any Dragon Ball characters and it'll just be the movie characters, or vice versa. These next reveals are going to be one of the last trailers before launch, so revealing the random super characters I went over doesn't seem like a very hype note to end on. Another possibility is there will be more than 10 characters revealed, and the new slots will appear when the current ones are filled. It's only a matter of time until we know for sure. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, this has been Nickfamous. See you later.